what's up and welcome back to my channel. Now today I'm going to be giving a review for the film The Creator. Now this is a science fiction film directed by Gareth Edwards, and you have John David Washington as like the protagonist of the film. Now it's set in the future, and I believe 2064 if I'm not mistaken, where like artificial intelligence has been like growing and everything. You can tell robots are coming into like society and so on. People are embracing like robots and artificial AI, like artificial intelligence and so on, and eventually like a nuclear detonator or nuclear warhead. Yeah, nuclear detonation is like activated by the artificial intelligence, like the AI. It causes like a war between like artificial intelligence and like human beings. So that's basically what the plot of the film itself is about. But then you also have like this artificial type intelligence, like a stimulator type robot that actually has the power to control like all like electricity, where you know the electrical like technology type thing. Like she can really like literally just shut down all like electricity and so on, things like that. I'll touch on all that. You have Madeline Union Boyce, I think that's how you pronounce it. I think this is her debut film. She plays Alpha Zero, or you call it Alpha, like the robotic girl, you know. That's with Joshua for like most of the film. Now the film does star John David Washington as Joshua Taylor, and he's a military sergeant and an undercover U.S. operative, like special force operative, who is sent in, you know, in the beginning to find like this person known as Narmada. Yeah, Narmada is like the person that's like over the intelligence. That's who everybody's trying to find. That's kind of like supposedly kind of like the villain of the film. But you know, I just leave it right down. I won't spoil it, but that's basically what the bulk of the film itself is about. Because the film does open, you get to see like Joshua with like this woman known as Maya, and that's like the love interest of the film. Like it's a love interest, and you also get to see that he has like a artificial like right arm and a right leg. It's pretty cool because the technology behind his arm, he can hook it on, and you know he can control it and so on. So I thought that was pretty cool how they had that, even like his leg, because both of them were like blown off during like the nuclear bombing that happened, you know, by the AI. But yeah, like the love interest known as Maya Faye Taylor, she's played by Gemma Chan, and she again is like the one that's like a love interest of the particular film. Now at one point the special forces agents, where I just leave it at that, they think that she's like somehow related to Narmada, and that's a person they're trying to find out. Like Narmada, the one that's like supposed to like controlling like all this stuff and so on, who's in control of the AI. But I just leave it at that. But like a particular incident happens right there, then it kind of jumps like later, like you know. You know, I forget how many years later, but I know the film is in 2064, if I'm not mistaken, but it kind of jumps kind of like a little forward into the future. And 5 years after this particular incident, like Joshua was like, you know, he's like living like in like Los Angeles, like he's like a part of like a cleanup crew. Then eventually like the special services or whatever, they come to him and they need his help because they figure that he would know about certain things about like, you know, how they operate like the AI and so on. Like they just suspect that he would know how to find about where Narmada was, because he was already tasked with finding Narmada. Like I said, that was kind of like something that I could have touched on earlier, but it would kind of spoil the film. So apparently Narmada has created like this robot known as Alpha Zero. This is like a little girl who's like very like powerful, can kind of control like power and everything like that, and so on. So I just leave it at that. So he's tasked with actually locating where she's at, and then he does eventually find her. But apparently something more is going on with the story and so on, and they actually end up joining together and everything like that. So I just leave it at that because I want to ruin the film. That's basically what the film is about. Plus at the same time, they're still trying to find out about her Narmada and so on, like who that person is and all that and everything like that. It was kind of a surprise who it did turn out to be as the film went on. Now, one of the things I thought was pretty cool about this film too as well, it is like an original type science fiction film, so I think that was kind of awesome, like the story behind it. So now we have seen like AI taking over and like can cause stuff like that in other science fiction films, but this was still like an original type film, and the action I thought was pretty good in the film. Like the strong like sci-fi like vibe, and like the production design. You see like vehicles like hovering and floating and so on. All that kind of stuff I thought was awesome. Like the visual effects, like the robots and so on. All that I thought was pretty cool. Like the set pieces, like they were saying before, like, are spectacular and so on. But I do feel that the film kind of like dragged once it kind of got towards the end. Like it kind of dragged. Plus the robotic simulate, that's what they call them in this film, like robotic simulates. that she has the power to control like technology, remote technology. I felt that she didn't really use that enough, because you'll have a couple of moments in the film where she'll just shut down all like the power and electricity so they can escape, or even shut down like it's like machines that's trying to attack them and so on. Like she can just shut them down. But I felt like she didn't really they didn't really go into like as much as you would want them to like go into. You know, so I feel like they could have done more with that. Now you also have Ken Watanabe in the film as Haran, I think that's how I pronounce it, and he's like a similar soldier in the film. He's there to help Joshua and so on and everything. And you have other characters like Allison Jane as Howell. You have Sturgill Simpson as Drew, and so on. I just leave it at that. I must admit I didn't really recognize like a lot of the cast in the film, you know. But I thought it was a still put together film, and it's a well put together film, and it's like real long too as well. It's like a long film, it's like over 2 hours. But it was still pretty cool, because it is like original too. It's not like a sequel or a spin-off or anything. It's like an original type science fiction film. But yeah, and then I thought it was pretty entertaining. I thought like the performances, say like John David Washington as Joshua and so on. Ken Watanabe, I thought everybody did pretty cool, like in their roles, like Gemma Chan and so on and everything. So I give this a B minus, and I would definitely recommend it for like fans of like these kind of like type science fiction films where the AI has taken over and everything. It is like kind of way in the future. I think it's 2065, if I'm not mistaken. Like the set design, the production, everything is done very well. You know, the visuals. But I do feel like it kind of dragged once it kind of got towards like the end of the film. The third act, it was kind of dragging. Like, so I'm giving this a B minus, and this is my review for the creator. Please leave a comment and subscribe to as well.